Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a Donald Trump rally without insulting someone who is much more of a patriot than he will ever know. He doesn't even know what patriotism is. So for him to insult someone with more patriotism in just the tip of their finger than he will ever have, somebody who has shown more patriotism in a single day than he ever will in his lifetime. Yeah. Trashing the military again. Of course, because why not? Suckers and losers, right? Now, granted, he pointed out a couple of very specific guys, a couple of generals that, oh, by the way, he hired them. Mark Milley, former chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Yeah, Mark Milley, General Mark Milley. And General James Mattis, also known as Mad Dog, that, he hired as his Secretary of Defense. But because they won't go along with his authoritarian leanings, they're pathetic. They're losers. They're failed generals. This, coming from a guy who failed at every business he has ever started. Every single one. He has failed at every business. Oh, except for one. The one business that he does great at is selling red hats. Yeah, his red hat business is doing well. Other than that, he's a failure in business. He was a failure as president. He's a failure at life. And he wants to talk about these generals being weak, being pathetic. You want weak and pathetic, Donnie? Look at that fat guy in the mirror. You know, that guy that you say is, 6'2" and 215 pounds. Yeah, 6'2" I believe, but I'd say more like 350. I mean, you even failed at golf, Donnie. That's something you're actually supposedly pretty good at. But, I mean, you cheat. You cheat at golf, and this is well documented from people who have played with you. Everything is all about, ratings and crowd size, and I'm the best at everything, and everybody treats me so horribly. And I have never seen such a big, tough alpha male with such a victim complex to where everything is against him. And anybody who doesn't absolutely kiss his ass is pathetic, they're weak, they're a failure, they're this, they're that, they're just everything that's wrong in the world. Tell you what, if everything is against you, and if everyone is against you, what's the common denominator? What is the common denominator? Because I tell you what, there are people that I don't necessarily like, or whose views I don't agree with or support. But I'm not going to trash them just because of that. Now, if they're a pathetic sycophant for someone who needs people to kiss his ass, yeah, I'll call you out for that. I'll tell you that you're a pathetic loser. But this guy, once again, trashing the military. But this time it's two very specific individuals who, let's see, failed generals. They became generals. You can't be failed. You cannot be a failed general and still get to 4 stars. You cannot get 4 stars by being a failed general. For those of you who are unaware, there are actually 4 ranks of general. There is your brigadier general, which is 1 star. There is your major general, 2 stars. Lieutenant general is 3. And then a general is 4. You cannot get all 4 of those stars if you're a failed general. You can't even get that 1st star if you're a failed colonel. And you can't, look, once you hit a rank like, colonel or above, lieutenant colonel or above, granted, as someone who is enlisted, I like talking smack on officers just because, we can. But if you hit the rank of lieutenant colonel or above, you're not a failed officer. You have not failed. You have had a successful career. So, don't tell me how pathetic these guys are when, or that they're failed generals when they became generals. You couldn't have made it 5 minutes as a butter bar lieutenant. Not 5 minutes. And you, let alone going through, coming in, going through basic training as a private and having to deal with what privates have to go through. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's easy for officers, because it's not. It's, I'm gonna make fun of them and tell them that they had it easy, but no, they didn't really. But yeah, you cannot earn 4 stars and be a failed general. It cannot happen. And for you to call them pathetic, and for you to call them losers, and for you to say that they are failed, you, sir, as I said earlier, are a failure at life. There is nothing that you haven't failed at, Donnie. You failed at business. You failed at least 2 marriages, probably your 3rd one as well. You failed as a father. Yeah, you failed as a father. You weren't even there for your kids. You didn't have anything to do with raising them. You failed, business, fatherhood, marriage. You failed as president. Yeah, you're a failure, Don. You are a failed person. They're not failed generals. You are a failed person, Donnie. At least that's what I say about it. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below. I'll see you next time.